Well, you know, a lot of the lies that they tell to get into some older wars, like the WMDs in Iraq and shit, and even like I love this one because they're not going to be able to do that in the future. And we have a real-time example of that right now between the Israel and Palestine situation that's heated up lately, I'll say it like that. They would get on television and say that Palestinian terrorists have destroyed certain buildings in Israel, right? Like, this building is gone. It was an important building. It was like a hospital or an orphanage or something like that, and now it's gone. Or it was a radio broadcast station, and it's destroyed by Palestine, right? You can get on Snapchat and get on the Snap Map and go to different places around the world and look at the stories of people who've posted, like, hey, I'm in Gaza, here's a picture of what's going on. Hey, I'm in the UAE, here's a picture of what's going on. I'm in Australia, here's a picture of what's going on. So people, as soon as those stories were breaking that Palestine was bombing and destroying these buildings, people went on the Snap Map, they went to Israel, and they went into the Snap Map, and people are like, that building's right here, it's still there, bro. It's like, here's a picture of it. Here's a picture of that building still being there. People need to realize we're going to be able to do this. This situation that's taken place has largely been a criminal-based genocide. Like, Israel is trying to kill those people and take that land, and the U.S. government is helping them. But, for God's sakes, the average American doesn't see it that way because they've been told for decades, Israel as a nation-state has a right to exist. That land is Israel's, and the Palestinians are the ones who are trying to kill them and take it from them. Israel gets U.S.-backed missile defense systems and U.S. troop training and military supplies and weapon sales and, all sorts of things. When you look at what's really going on over there, the Palestinians have a right to that land. A lot of that land is Palestinian land that was stolen from them and claimed by Israel, and now Israel's saying we have a right to our land. Much in the same way that the United States stole a lot of land from the natives and said we have a right to our land. You're the average person. What do you know? I mean, like, think about this. All the major issues that we talk about every day, Israel, Palestine, universal health care, war in Iraq, any sort of interaction that we as Americans talk about every day. How much do you really know?
It's so much information. It's like, it's impossible to take it all in.
You think about how much stuff you've learned because somebody you trust told you about it. How many times you've completely learned about an issue through Twitter, or how many times you've completely learned about an issue through social media.
That's actually what I like about like Twitter and stuff, is like just the learning of little individual bits of information you can kind of put together to get the picture. But
that's just one person's word, but I trust that person that lives in that country a lot more than I trust our media.